Welcome to the how-to video for the map tool. Open your browser and go to the website with the following link: www.atlasofeuropeanvalues.eu. If you want to go to the website via a search engine, it's best to use the following search terms: Atlas of European Values. If desired, you can always change the language to another language. Click on Language in the top right corner and choose your flag of choice. Time to go to the tool we explain in this video, the Map or Maps tool. You can access this tool in two different ways. On the one hand, you can click on the Map button at the top, or you can also click on the Maps button in the middle of the page. Time to explore the Maps tool. At the top left, you can choose a map. If you're not sure which card to choose, you can always enter a keyword via Enter a search query. Here we entered the search query religion. If you now click on the arrow on the right, you will see all possible maps that fit this theme. You can now choose a map. Here we have chosen Believe in God as an example. Now we have been given a map with the number of inhabitants per country that states that they believe in God. In addition to selecting maps per theme or search, we can do a lot with this tool. We can view the data from different periods, adjust the response group, compare maps, adjust colors, match the legends, and compare the data with the results in the world. Let's start globally and look at the data for believing in God on a global scale. As you can see, we don't have data for all countries. This is because not all countries participated in the survey, or because we don't have enough data to be able to compare the data in a scientific way. If you now move your mouse over the map, you will see that you can select countries to view the data in detail. If you click through, you will get an image of the chosen country with the associated data. Here we clicked on Germany, and you can see that 63.35% of German residents say they believe in God. In addition to a world map, you can also focus on Europe and only study the map of Europe. Here too you can navigate over the countries in order to study the exact numbers. In addition, you can also compare the world map as well as European maps with each other. Click on Compare Maps at the top. Here, for example, we are comparing the map on the left with the data of how many people believe in God, with the map on the right with the data for the number of people who believe in the afterlife. You can also always choose to display the cards in shades of blue, eValue colors, or in standard colors. You can switch between the two colors at any time. But we can also go further and analyze the data even more deeply. In this way, we can do an analysis over time, as well as compare specific respondent groups with each other. First, let's compare the data over time. For this, we choose Change Period. Here we compare the number of people who believe in God in 2017 with the number of people who believe in God in 1999. For example, we notice that in general the belief in God has declined, except in the countries of the former Soviet Union. Here we compare the data of young people who believe in God in 2017 with the data of young people who believe in God in 1999. Here we also note this decline in belief in God, but this decline has also started in the countries of the former Soviet Union. We can also compare young people with the elderly in 2017. And then we notice that the elderly describe themselves as more religious than young people in almost all countries. It's important to note, colors cannot be directly compared, because the legends differ. This is why it's important to select Unified Legend, because then the same classes are used in both cards, which can then be compared. We can compare our map with the data from EVS with context data, such as GDP, unemployment, etc. Here we look at whether GDP per capita influences the extent to which residents of a country believe in God. How do you know whether or not there's a correlation between different data? If the patterns are similar, we see there's a positive correlation. If the patterns are reversed, then there's a negative correlation. If there is no similar pattern between the cards, then there's probably no correlation. As you can see, there's a lot to explore with this map tool. We wish you a fun learning experience.